All right, today we're going to play detective. We're cracking open the technical report for one specific stock, IRWD, because it has made a truly explosive move. And we're going to dig into the data to figure out what's really going on. And this is why we're here. A jump of over 23% in a single day. When you see a number like that, it's not just noise. It's like a giant flare shooting up from the market, basically screaming, "Hey, pay attention to me." So what's the story? Is this just a one-day flash in the pan, or is it the start of something much, much bigger? Well, we're going to follow the breadcrumbs left behind in the data and piece this whole thing together. First things first, we have to look at the trend. You can't really understand a single day's price action without knowing which way the river is flowing. So is the current moving up, down, or is it just going sideways? Let's find out. And to figure that out, we pull out one of the most reliable tools in the entire toolbox, moving averages. Really, all they do is smooth out the choppy day-to-day price swings so we can see the real underlying path the stock is on. And right away, we get our first major clue. The short-term average, just over the last 20 days, is sitting at $2.71. Now look at the long-term, 200-day average. It's way down at $1.28. A gap that wide isn't just a gap, it's a canyon. It's a classic sign that a powerful new uptrend has grabbed hold. And we don't even have to guess. The report actually gives us a score. On a scale of 0 to 1, the trend strength score is a massive 0.927. The data is pretty much yelling at us that this isn't some random blip. This is a well-established move to the upside.
Okay, so we know the direction is up. Check. But the next big question is, how much muscle is behind this move? Are we talking about a gentle breeze or a full-blown hurricane? For that, we turn to an indicator called the ADX, which is built for one thing, measuring trend strength.
And the reading is 61.4. Whoa. To put that into perspective, anything over 25 is usually considered a strong trend. At over 61, this isn't just strong. This is an incredibly powerful, high-conviction trend. So who's in the driver's seat here? Buyers or sellers? Well, a quick look at the data shows it's not even a contest. Buyer strength is way up there, almost at 41. And the sellers? They've practically disappeared, down below 7. It's a total rout. The buyers are in complete control.
Our investigation continues. Knowing the trend is strong and pointing up is great, but we also need to check its speed. How fast is this thing actually moving? And that brings us to our next clue, momentum. And our primary tool for this job is the Relative Strength Index, or RSI. You can just think of it like a speedometer for the stock. It measures the speed of recent price changes on a simple scale from 0 to 100.
So what's the current reading on our speedometer? 78.15. That is a very high number. It tells us the recent gains haven't just been steady, they've been incredibly rapid. But a high speed can also mean something else. And this brings us to a really important idea in technicals, the concept of overbought. Whenever the RSI pushes above 70, it enters this territory. Now, it doesn't automatically mean the stock is going to fall, but it's a warning light. It suggests the move might be getting a little stretched, a little overheated, and at 78, we are deep inside that zone. And it's not just the RSI. A whole bunch of other momentum indicators are telling us the exact same thing. They're all hitting their peak bullish readings, signaling pretty extreme conditions all around. The evidence is unanimous. Momentum is incredibly strong, but it's also very stretched. Okay, so we have a powerful trend with extreme momentum. The third piece of our puzzle is volume. Did the crowd actually show up for this party? Because a price move without volume is just a rumor. A move with volume? Now that's a headline.
The basic idea here is just confirmation. If the price is soaring, you want to see a huge surge in trading activity to back it up. It tells you that lots of investors, including the big institutions, are involved, and that gives the move a whole lot more credibility. And the data absolutely confirms it. The relative volume is 2.60. That means on its big up day, the trading activity was 2.6 times higher than its recent average. So this wasn't a quiet move. It was loud, and a lot of people showed up.
This timeline really puts it all into perspective. Look back in late October. The stock was quiet at $1.66 on tiny volume. Then bam, November 10th, a monster volume spike, over 20 million shares. And right after that, the price starts to climb. Then, on the most recent jump to 386, volume was super strong again. The pattern is crystal clear. Volume has been the fuel for this fire.
All right, we've examined the trend, we've looked at the momentum, and we followed the volume. Now it's time to put all of these clues together and deliver the final verdict based on the technicals.
The report synthesizes all of this data into a single, simple number, an overall technical score of 75 out of 100. That is a strongly bullish reading. Based on the weight of the evidence we've just seen, that makes a whole lot of sense.
So what could this mean going forward? Well, the data identifies the key levels to watch. The next potential ceiling, or resistance, is at $4.11, and the immediate floor, or support, is down at $3.43. Those are the battle lines that traders are going to be watching very closely.
So, to summarize our whole investigation, the evidence shows a new, powerful, and confirmed uptrend is in full swing. The momentum is extreme, but it comes with that overbought caution flag. And, crucially, the entire move is confirmed by a huge surge in volume. So the final verdict from the data is strongly bullish. And that leaves us with the ultimate question, the one that the data can present but can't actually answer. We have a powerful, confirmed trend clashing with an extremely overbought reading. So is this a rocket ship that's just clearing the launch pad for a much longer journey? Or is it a brilliant firework that's about to burn out? The data has told its story. The next chapter is up to the market.